I'm at about the 40-minute mark, about halfway through this Intellivision Amico special event. I said I would watch the whole thing. It's went by, and I'm really not terribly impressed. Of course, I didn't have high expectations. I actually had low expectations. But let's talk about it. So at the beginning of this video, and the first 2-3 minutes is actually just that light up glowing controller. Old Tommy comes out, and he's talking about how this console is going to bring people together. And he has a list of 5 things. Original IP, sports, retro reimagine, casual games, and edutainment. That's the mission statement of what he wants on this console. He wants original IPs, games you can't get anywhere else, sports games, retro stuff, okay. So I get it, right? And he stresses that there's going to be no graphic violence. No graphic violence, okay, on this console. No graphic violence, but later on we'll get into how that's kind of a silly statement. And he says how originally he was going to have this thing come out in October, but because of the pandemic, because of other things, supply chains, things of that nature, it's going to be delayed until April. 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. Get it? 4, 3, 2, 1. It's going to be delayed till April. So, yeah, that's going to be weird because you got these, and I know it's not in direct competition with these other consoles, the PlayStation and the Xbox, but, I mean, he could have got the jump on him, okay? And I know it's not in direct competition, and there's this lady that comes on later, and she says how people ask her how you can compete with the PS5 and these other consoles, and she says, no, we're not competing. We're not competing, okay? Not competing, but still, it's technically going to be on game shelves near the other gaming systems, right? Okay, I get it. You're not competing, but still, you're kind of competing, to be honest. Otherwise, why would Tommy go out of his way to mention all the graphic violence on these other consoles like the Nintendo if there was no competition? Okay? But it is aiming for a certain market, the family market, bringing families together, right? I'm a little drunk because I took a shot every time I heard in this half of this hour and 20-minute thing when one person said family friendly, bringing families together. You'll get drunk. Oh, you'll get drunk. Breakout was one game. Looked decent. Of course, it is Breakout. Astro Smash. Astro Smash. He makes a big deal how this is going to be a pack-in game, okay? It's going to have 5 pack-in games, which is not bad. It's better than nothing, right? The thing is, though, this Astro Smash game, I look at it, I can't see myself being entertained with that for more than maybe 15, 20 minutes. Like, literally, you're shooting asteroids that come down and spaceships. And there's this score in the background that would probably become grating. And it's like all dramatic music in the background. I don't think it really fits, this very simplistic game. It is pretty simplistic, all right? So there's really not a lot of, it's one screen. Missile Command is one screen, but you might say, Rick, these are reimaginings of old games. Okay, fair enough. I know it better not be more than like $2 or $3 is what I'm saying, right? Like I said, Missile Command, mentioned that one. Combat, okay, combat. Here's where we get to the funny statement that there's no violence, no graphic violence. All right, I guess we don't see like the bodies, coming out of the helicopters and the tanks. But, what used to be little blips and everything, used to be little blips, is now graphic depictions of tanks blowing up. I don't know about you, but and maybe this is a little petty here, but, when I see tanks shooting each other and blowing each other up, just guns, just shooting, I'm like, how the heck can you not consider this at some point and some level, violence, right? Yeah, but I don't know. Like I said, maybe that's petty, but I just thought that was kind of funny. There's one game out of all these that I saw, and I'm a sucker for 2D platformers, and that's the Ren Again the Fox. They only showed literally like a couple seconds of gameplay. They showed the fox jump up and down. I don't know how it plays because I can't tell you much because literally it was like a couple seconds. I can tell you that one looks kind of interesting. And the artwork, okay? I'd like to see an artwork art book, an art book for that artwork. That might be a case where the art is actually much better maybe than the game. I mean, whoever did that art, whoever drew those paintings, I mean, that's nice. I could see that maybe turn into, I don't know, maybe like a children's book or something. I'm just saying they're really talented. So out of all these, and maybe I could get some fun out of combat, possibly. Renegade the Fox. But then again, I'm maybe not the target audience. The target audience is like little children's and the family and everything. So I get it. Showed some casual games as opposed to like the in-depth games, of one screen shooting missiles and things. I mean, I think a lot of them are really casual. So it's like, what's the killer apps on this? I don't see anything. But maybe in part 2 of this, we'll see some stuff that has a little more meat on the bones. Some games that have a little more meat on the bones. He talked about the history and the first ever sports game being baseball. In 1979 for the original Intellivision. Made it a big deal. First baseball game. Then he talks about baseball, right? But then he baits and switches us because it's cornhole. It's cornhole. He talks it up, and there's a repeating theme to where, like, he talks things up like they're just epic. And everyone talks up some of these, like, very simplistic games like they're epic. I ain't got no problem with cornhole. But they only show, like, a minute of it, and it's not a whole lot to show. I mean, it's cornhole. It's very simplistic. So yeah, that's where we're at. I'm halfway through this, and I'm not really super excited, except for, like I said, the one game I wanted to see more gameplay of, which was Renegade Fox. And that's just because I'm a sucker for 2D platformers. But what do y'all think? Did a lot of you watch the first half of it? Have you seen the whole thing? Does it get more exciting later on?